Hi, today I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can support your mindfulness practice with essential oils. So as far as your health's concerned, you really cannot support your healing without being aware. So being able to have solid mindfulness practices throughout your day-to-day life is really essential. The problem is when our attention span can only really last for about 8 seconds, which means I already lost your attention span. So as a result, we have really infinite distractions that keep us away from being attentive to this moment and responsive to the things that actually really matter. So being able to have an array of mindfulness skills and tools to support that really is helpful to keep you more connected to yourself and connected to your community and connected to each other. So essential oils are one of the tools that I use in my day-to-day practice as an energy healer and mindfulness coach. And I thought the best way to actually illustrate how I use that is just sharing an example of some of the experiences that I had or some of the experiences that a client had in a session. I hold my sessions typically at Frick Park, and during a session, a client had expressed to me that she was really struggling with having a sense of belonging or feeling connected. She was actually an immigrant and really had a difficult time since she moved here to really feel a part of her community. So as she was describing that, I taught her or walked her through basic mindfulness practices and being more aware of what was going on in her body, what sensations she was feeling, what emotions she was having, and ensuring that she was being more compassionate with herself as she noticed those as well. So I proceeded to support her as well by bringing out a bottle of chamomile essential oil and just showed it to her, had her take a few deep breaths of that oil, and continued to ask her, what do you notice as you smell that? And as you're kind of pausing and being with your body. So over the period of just a few minutes, she started to describe that her anxiety was lessening, the tension that she was feeling in her chest only moments ago was starting to subside as well. And she started to just have a smile on her face as she described how pleasant this aroma was. So I had her, we were sitting in a meadow in Frick Park, you're probably familiar with it at the Environmental Center, and I had her look to her surroundings and pay attention to the wildflowers that were in that meadow. And I drew her attention in particular to a white and yellow flower. And I said to her, as you look at that flower, that's actually in the same family as the chamomile that you just smelled. And I expanded her attention to all of the wildflowers in the meadow and said, everything that's there is actually medicine for you. Your body can actually be supported by any of those plants that are in that meadow. And she actually just started to cry. She became aware of the fact that there's all of this support around her in nature, and she just simply was not aware of it. So all it took was a simple expansion of her awareness and shift of her perception to actually see the things that she was really longing for. So I like to take my sessions into the community or into the park because I really want people to feel more connected. And essential oils innately do that for us as well. Essential oils are actually the distilled essence of the plant or the spirit of the plant. So they can support us in actually being in more harmony with our own essence or our own nature. So ultimately, being able to use essential oils really can help us with the aroma by bringing us more into our bodies, but also because they are that distilled essence of the plant, they can be profound in supporting any of our body's systems and supporting us in being more rooted in our own spirituality as well. So when you start to observe and experience the aroma of the oil and then you expand to the awareness of the essence of the plant as you're smelling it, and you start to become aware of how you can connect more deeply to nature as well.